Okay, so I have done this video probably about like 4 times. But I had to make it because I realized that I was wrong. I realized that I had made a huge mistake in one of my past videos. And one of the mistakes that I felt like I made was saying that horror shows shouldn't be a thing. If you don't know, I made a video called My Controversial Horror Opinions. And in that video, I said that horror shows shouldn't be a thing. But after watching It, Welcome to Derry, I have realized that I was wrong and that horror shows aren't so bad. They aren't so bad after all. I went in the show without no expectations at all. I didn't expect anything to happen to amaze me or let me down. I just went in with no expectations and I just clicked the watch button and I was hooked after the first episode. I was hooked. Now again, I know a lot of people out there don't prefer the horror shows, but I'm trying to tell you guys that this is history. This actually changes how horror shows should be like. It, Welcome to Derry is showing us how horror shows should be. And it's giving us that and it's showing us that. And I feel like that's just the amazing part about it. And not only that, it's just the amazing characters that they have given us and interesting characters that they have given us. And how the characters are just, like I said, again, interesting. And their storylines for each of the characters make you want to continue watching the show and make you want more and more and more and more. Now, when I first heard the plot for this show, I was like, oh my gosh, please don't be a thing where we're just seeing another origin story from another slasher or for another horror character or horror villain or whatever. And we've seen it so many times, millions and millions of times, in just different like universes or different outcomes or whatever. We're tired of it. But we never saw Pennywise's origin story. We never saw how he became to be Pennywise. We never saw how he became to be. And this show is actually showing us how he became to be. It's showing us how Pennywise, or why Pennywise is the way he is. And I feel like that's just so amazing and so cool how they're doing it. And it's in the plot of the storyline of It, Welcome to Derry is moving at such a steady pace. It doesn't feel too fast. It doesn't feel like it's rushed. It doesn't feel like everything is happening too fast. Everything is moving at just the right pace. And I also feel that this show has done a great job with its horror. Because if you don't know, I just personally felt like the It movies, weren't that scary enough for me. I felt like it was always about friendship, the power of friendship. And I said in my last controversial horror opinion video, I said that I felt like that it's not true horror. But this actually does not show us the friendship part. It's not focused on just friendship to beat Pennywise or friendship to stand up against Pennywise or whatever like that. It's actually telling a story. And the story that it's telling is how Pennywise came to be. Where Pennywise was before the actual movies. I also feel like the show gave me Stranger Things vibes when I first watched it. And I know you guys are saying like, oh my gosh, what do he mean by Stranger Things vibes? Because that could be a good and bad thing, depending on how you look at Stranger Things, the show, right? But I honestly do feel like it did give me Stranger Things vibes because of how it tells a story of like something happening to one of the characters. And I'm not trying to spoil the show, but it tells a story about something happening to one of the characters. One of the characters gets unalived, and it brings these group of friends that knew this character together to try to figure out what happened to him. And as they try to figure out what happened to him, it's dark. It gets dark. We learn Pennywise's origin story, all while they're trying to understand what happened to their friend. And I also feel like it was just a smart way to really reveal Pennywise's origin story. I felt like it was a fantastic way. It was very smart. I felt like these type of shows don't deserve to be canceled. And if this show gets canceled, I will be heartbroken. I will be sad, because it's actually a good show, and it's actually doing something that we horror shows should have been doing in order to be considered a good horror show. Because we've seen Chucky, we've seen Scream, we've seen all these other horror shows that were good on the first season, but then they got canceled, or then they get something wrong, or the copyright or the rights to the character or whatever like that happens in those horror shows. But when it comes to It, Welcome to Derry, I'm not really worried about those things. And I know I should be worried about it, but I'm not really worried about those things, because It, Welcome to Derry is doing something different, right? It's doing something that horror shows, again, should do and should look up to. When I think of a horror show, It, Welcome to Derry is what I'm going to think of from now on. That's all I want to say in this video, guys. I just want to make this a very, very short video, and just to basically say that I was wrong. And I think you guys should go ahead and give It, Welcome to Derry a watch. It's a fantastic show. If you're worried about watching it, or you think it's not going to be a good show like I did, I promise you it's an amazing show, and it actually has interesting characters in it. It actually has, and it's telling the story of Pennywise in just this new way that we've never seen before. And if you like Pennywise, you like it, and you want to know more about his character or how he became to be, then It, Welcome to Derry is your show. Like, it really is. That is it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys, for more horror videos. Follow all my other socials below, and I will see you guys on the next one.